Hello all, I am PW English working as an assistant professor at Sanjeevani College of Engineering, Kopargaon in Mechanical Engineering department. So on today we will discuss about experiment number 2, that is trial on Pelton wheel turbine. Okay. So in theory we have discussed the constructional features of Pelton turbine and what are the components of Pelton turbine and what is the working of Pelton turbine, then about blades, velocity triangle analysis, head and various efficiencies. So on today we'll discuss the experimental procedure to calculate the overall efficiency and to plot the operating characteristic. Now what do you mean by operating characteristic? The characteristic is nothing but the graph which shows the performance of turbine and operating, the meaning of operating is constant speed characteristic. Okay. So when you are conducting trial at constant speed, so what are readings you are getting, and by using that readings you are going to plot the graph. That graph is nothing but operating characteristic. Now what are the apparatus we want? Tachometer to measure the speed, then Pelton wheel testing and weights. Okay. The Pelton wheel is a high head turbine generally used when the head is more than 250 meter, low discharge and tangential flow impulse turbine. Now what experimental setup consists? What is the aim? To calculate overall efficiency. Okay, so overall efficiency is the output upon input. Output is the shaft power and input is obviously water power. Okay, so what is water power? Is nothing but it is in the form of potential energy or kinetic energy. Now what is the equation? That is rho g q into h. So rho is 1000, g is 19.81 and q is capital Q is discharge. Now to calculate discharge, venturimeter is provided. Okay, so experimental setup consists for first part. Suppose let us say venturimeter, it is used to know the discharge. Okay, then what remain? H, head. So head you can get from this pressure gauge reading. You see here all pressure head will be converted into kinetic head in nozzle itself. That's why whatever pressure you are getting, you just convert this kg per centimeter square into head. Okay, that is meter of water. In this way you can calculate what? Water power, that is input. Now to calculate output, we have to use this spring balance and weight. Okay, so output power is nothing but shaft power. So that's why we are using here rope brake type of dynamometer. Okay, before that you see here water will be supplied by using a centrifugal pump through venturimeter, then it goes through the nozzle. This is a spare rod assembly which is used to control the speed. Okay, and then next is yes, this is what the rotor on which a double hemispherical type of blades are mounted, and this is a tangential flow type of turbine. Okay, that is water is flowing in a direction tangent to the rotor. Okay, then next, yes, now shaft power is 2 pi nt by 60. So to calculate torque is we'll discuss during calculations. Before that, you see the experimental setup. This is a Pelton turbine rotor. Okay, this is casing. Okay, and this is what the wheel for the movement of spare rod inside the nozzle. Okay, this is pressure gauge. Okay, here yes, you can see the complete setup. This is centrifugal pump, venturimeter. Okay, this is pressure gauge to know the pressure of water. Then this is what rotor, and on rotor what is mounted? Blades are mounted. Okay, this is a manometer which is used to calculate what height difference between throat portion and pipe portion of venturimeter. This is rope brake type of dynamometer. Here you are applying what weight, and this is spring balance reading. Okay, and this is the hand wheel. This is pressure gauge. Again you can see rope brake type of dynamometer. Okay, correct. Now this is what the centrifugal pump which is used to supply the water, and this is venturimeter. Okay, now these are the specifications of Pelton wheel and pump. So in this Pelton wheel, the water is fed through the nozzle by centrifugal pump. It consists of pressure gauge and venturimeter to measure the pressure and flow rate. The tachometer is used for speed measurement and shaft power is measured by using rope brake type of dynamometer. Okay. So here again I will explain you. This is what a rope brake dynamometer. Okay. Okay. Now next procedure. Start the centrifugal pump and adjust delivery valve to keep the speed constant. Okay. Change the load from no load to full load gradually. So here you see, yes, here you are going to apply what load from 0 kg to suppose 10, 12 or 14 kg. Okay. Whatever may be the maximum limit. Okay. Then next, yes. Keep the speed constant by opening nozzle at each load condition. Now see, first you start the centrifugal pump, adjust the delivery valve to keep the speed constant. Suppose turbine is running as 1200 rpm. Okay. Now next you go on applying. Suppose at zero load you note down the readings or readings. Okay. That is pressure gauge reading, venturimeter difference. Okay. Then you increase the load from no load to suppose 2 kg. So what is happening? Because of this load, speed of shaft will reduce slightly. So what we will do? We will open the delivery valve again. Correct? We will adjust the delivery valve so that speed will be constant. Correct? So keep the speed constant by opening nozzle at each load condition. If we will go on applying the load, then obviously speed will reduces. That speed we have to keep constant. So how? By adjusting the delivery valve. Okay, that is flow rate. Note the corresponding spring balance reading and pressure gauge reading. Okay, for every load. Then calculate the discharge by measuring the venturimeter reading for different flow condition. And with the help of corresponding reading, draw the graph of operating characteristic. This is what the procedure. Okay. What precautions we should take? Priming should be done carefully. Priming is required for centrifugal pump. Okay, to remove the air pockets, whatever may be available in the casing or suction pipe or delivery pipe. Then head over the turbine should be almost constant. What are the observations? Coefficient of discharge for venturimeter is given. This is required to calculate discharge. Then diameter of pipe, that is D1, 65 mm. Diameter of venturimeter throat. So you see here diameter of pipe, and yes, I will show this is diameter of pipe and this is diameter of venturimeter. Okay, smallest portion, that is throat portion, that is D2. So it is half of the diameter. Okay. Diameter of pipe D1 and diameter of venturimeter throat is half of the D1, that is 32.2 mm. Then diameter of brake drum is given, diameter of rope and equivalent radius. Okay. So what readings you have to note down? Pressure reading, venturimeter reading, weight and spring balance. Correct. So where to take weight and spring balance? You can see here again experimental setup. Yes. Here, this is weight and this is spring balance reading. Okay, to calculate shaft power. Yes. Next, venturimeter reading is required to calculate discharge. Weight and spring balance weight is required to spring balance reading is required to calculate torque. Okay. Now we'll see the calculations. So Q equal to CD A1 A2 under root 2G delta H upon A1 square under root of A1 square minus A2 square. Okay. Now how to calculate this A1? It is pi by 4 D square, D1 square, diameter of pipe. A2 is pi by 4 D2 square, that is diameter of throat. Okay. Then input power, it is rho G Q into H. Okay. Then output power is 2 pi NT by 60. Okay. So Q we can calculate by taking reference of this reading. Okay. Then overall efficiency is shaft power upon water power. Now how to calculate delta H? Here delta H. Okay. So delta H, before that how to calculate capital H? So whatever pressure reading which you are getting in kg per centimeter square, you convert it into meter of water. Okay. So here yes, to convert this delta H, So it is x in bracket s suffix m, that is specific gravity of mercury upon specific gravity of fluid, that is water, minus 1. So you are getting what, 13,600 upon 1000 minus 1, so it is 12.6 into x. What is x? It is a difference in mercury level in centimeters. So it is given, it will be given in observation table. Okay. So then you will get the result table. Now what results are expected? Number one, head on turbine H. So I told you how to calculate H. You just convert that kg per centimeter square into meter of water. How to convert? We know that 1 kg per centimeter square equal to, you convert it into Newton per meter square. Okay. Then yes, 10.3 meter of water is nothing but 1.031325 bar. Then convert this kg per centimeter square into bar and convert into meter of water. Then delta H, okay, it is 12.6 into x. Then calculate Q. Then input power, rho g QH, torque. How to calculate torque? Yes. So here you see torque is nothing but T equal to W minus S, that is weight minus spring balance reading, into G into equivalent radius. What is G? It is 9.81. G equal to 9.81. Okay. So convert it into, this weight is in kg. If you want to convert this in Newton meter, you have to multiply that kg by G and then equivalent radius. So what is equivalent radius? Yes, this is what equivalent radius you see here. Yes, this is equivalent radius, 155 mm, equivalent radius of wheel. So in this way you can calculate what torque, correct? And then calculate overall efficiency, it is shaft power upon water power. So that's why you are getting this output power, okay, that is what, yes, it is in watt, 2 pi nt by 60. And then finally you calculate what, overall efficiency. So in this way you can do the calculations. Now by doing calculations you can plot the graph between this discharge and efficiency and power, and this graph is nothing but operating characteristic curves. Okay, so again I will repeat in a very short. Okay, what readings you have to take and what is our aim. So aim is to calculate operating characteristic. This is what apparatus, okay, and this is what experimental setup. So here initially you start the pump and keep this nozzle or this spare rod, suppose here, okay, means allow some water to flow over the turbine, and at zero load note down the speed. Now you go on increasing the load by applying weight over here, so speed decreases, again you increase the flow of water. Okay, so for every reading you have to maintain the speed constant. Okay, and note down the readings of pressure gauge, then this W, then this S, then venturimeter reading. Okay, so in this way you can complete the experiment, and then by using these observations you can have calculations, that is Q, CD under root A1 A2 under root 2GH upon A1 square minus A2 square. Then input power you can calculate by using rho g QH. Then output power you can calculate by taking the reference of 2 pi nt by 60. So torque you can calculate by W minus S into G into equivalent radius, and then calculate overall efficiency. Okay, then go on adding the calculations in result table and plot the graph between discharge and power and overall efficiency. So in this way you will get the graph. That graph is nothing but operating characteristic curves. Okay, then if possible I will take the reference of last year's journal readings, and we can complete what calculation part, so that you will understood how we are calculating the overall efficiency, then discharge and power, and how to plot the graph. Okay, so right now we'll stop here. Thank you.